Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Colonel Tarleton. It has come to my attention that an abolition of the transatlantic slave trade is being considered. As an active member of the Parliament and House of Commons of Great Britain, as well as a military general, I can say this with great certainty and experience. The abolition is completely out of the question. Thanks to the system of trade, over the past few years, Europe, Africa, and the Americas have flourished economically and gained a great status. With everything going so well, it would be a shame to put an end to a legacy that has only benefited people. For the welfare of every nation, the African slave trade must be preserved. To begin, with the growing population comes a growing demand for laborers. In satisfying the needs of people around the world, having this trade is absolutely critical. It should be considered that the Europeans did not force African kingdoms to provide slaves in such mass amounts. However, African kingdoms were willingly giving up their people in exchange for European goods. Rejecting such a deal would have resulted in a missed opportunity to introduce inexpensive labor, especially when the world needed it most. With common logic, it can be understood that with crop production increasing, populations started increasing as well. This resulted in a need for more slaves, and therefore, the African slave trade proved to be a viable solution in a worldwide dilemma. Furthermore, this system of trade is highly profitable for many industries around the world. While a few may argue that money could be made in other ways other than slavery, they must take everything into account holistically. If anything, the trade strengthened European, African, and American colonies. In particular, the trade made a positive impact within the city of Birmingham. Many organizations had expanded immensely, therefore creating a better and more stable economy. For example, due to the success of the slave trade, the copper industry grew to be a powerful entity, as well as the church, who made profit from plantations. By making nations well off economically, the slave trade has truly made a positive impact. Finally, slavery is not a new concept, as it has been used for many centuries before us. Following this principle is not that great of a concern. Some abolitionists may say that it is not humanly just for Europeans to integrate slavery as a part of their trade. However, these people must remember a very important detail. African kingdoms enslaved their own people, and they have been for a great length of time. The direct proof of this can be explained by many European explorers who witnessed that Africa was linked with slavery and that Africans were enslaving each other. If Africans go as far as to enslave other Africans, there is no reason why other nations shouldn't be able to do the same. As Europeans, we are simply following by example and doing what is best for the economy on a global scale. At the end of the day, the transatlantic slave trade is a truly wonderful concept and has impacted the world and trade overall in a positive manner. Abolishing such a remarkable system would wipe away all the economic progress that has been made. Ultimately, as Europeans, Africans, and Americans, we want the best for our people, and this trade is